What is up, DS3 TV? We are back for another video. This one is City Minutes, and this was the Athenian Empire, which should be fun. I always love learning about Greece. In my opinion, I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or not, but I do like to learn about Greece more than Rome. Don't know if that's an unpopular opinion, but yeah, maybe it's just because I guess I don't. You hear a lot more about like Rome and like your history classes and stuff like that growing up. So maybe that could be a thing. But yeah, let's get into the video and play. I think it's gonna be a blue in this one. But oh yeah, also subscribe to the channel. I want to get 1,000 subscribers by my birthday, September 13th. And also click the link in the description for my Twitch, because I'm going to be streaming a lot this week. And yeah, so let's get into it and play. Also, if you missed this, if you like, you haven't seen any of the streams this week, it's on the schedule, so it's gonna, like, you're gonna see when the next stream is anyway. So still click that heart when you click the link. Click that heart to follow me, so you can see when I stream next. And yeah, let's get into it and play.
The most frustrating part of Athenian history is that they are almost as great as they're constantly insisting they are. Athens lacked the ancient prestige of cities like Sparta and Thebes, but their big break came when they single-handedly stopped a Persian invasion at the Battle of Marathon. And by the time they repelled the second invasion, the power had gone right to their heads. With the might of a navy nobody could dream of matching, they turned the Aegean Sea into their personal piggy bank. They tried to do the same thing to Sparta, but 30 years of war and getting their empire confiscated showed Athens the consequences of hubris. Thing is, lots of Greek cities had their day in the sun. What set Athens apart was their ideas about everything.
Athens' ideas about theater, politics, literally, I would argue to say everything is why America and every other democratic country is the way it is today.
The invention of democracy brought a culture of discussion and investigation into every aspect of Athenian life. Beyond the broadening of politics, literature, theater, philosophy, and art were all deeply invested in the workings of the state, and the resulting inflation of the Athenian ego is apparent in architectural megaworks like the Parthenon. Though Athens failed to conquer the Greek world by force, the victory lay in their culture, which in the long run would turn Athens into a byword for Greece. The beauty and brilliance of ancient Athens is that Athens was actually only half of the city. A 4-mile walk away from the Acropolis leads down to the port of Piraeus, which connected the otherwise landlocked Athenians to the Aegean Sea. Originally, Piraeus harbored fishers and merchants, but as a result of the Persian Wars, Athens came to rapidly appreciate the port's military applications. The newly established Athenian navy was built and housed in the shipyards of the heavily fortified Piraeus, and the port city itself was connected to Athens by a set of long walls, creating an oddly shaped but strategically invaluable twin-city fortress. In the mid-5th century, Piraeus was the maritime springboard for Athens' imperial ambitions across the Aegean Sea. But once they started fighting Sparta, Piraeus and its walls were the sole reason Athens was not immediately destroyed. See, Sparta's plan was burn all the Athenian farmland and starve them out. Normally,
which would work. That usually does kill off with, like makes it an instant win, like he's gonna say. Also, if you didn't know, why I kind of know what's gonna happen before he says it, because I kind of the thing is, I wanted to play Valorant before I got. I want to play Valorant on Twitch because I've been very addicted to Valorant. For some reason, wouldn't let me go past the sign-in screen. Don't know. It would always just close the program, or sometimes the program wouldn't even come up anymore. So it never gave me an error message. So I don't know. I had tried to reinstall the program a few times. That didn't work, so I just said, let's just do a fresh restart on the computer, because I don't really have that much on here. Might as well just do a fresh restart. That deleted the files. That deleted all the stuff I had of what I was going to record the week, for the whole week. So yeah, that happened. And now I'm kind of sad that happened, because I probably should have just, maybe move those files over to my cloud drive or whatever. But that's why I'm re-shooting everything now. So if you didn't see any of the other videos this week, that's what that's about. And yeah, let's keep watching.
This is an instant win, but the long walls ensured that Athens had easy access to their navy and an unbroken line of resupply from their functionally untouchable island network. So the city shrugged off a 30-year siege before Athens...
Sparta broke the wall in 404 BC to force a surrender. They later demolished the walls, which makes sense because that was the one thing that was stopping them from actually getting in.
Finally surrendered. Without the sea, there'd have been no empire, and without Piraeus, there was no sea. For all the glories and strategic min-maxing of Athens and Piraeus, the real heart of Athenian power was at the edge of a cliff almost 30 miles away. At the far southern end of the Attica Peninsula, Cape Sounion was originally a standard religious site, but it took on a much grander role after 483 BC with the discovery of silver mines in the nearby town of Lavrion. Athens used this newfound cash to fund the creation of a fleet, which came in astoundingly clutch during the Second Persian War 3 years later. From there, Sounion's subterranean money printer powered the growth of Athens' navy into a force that would dominate the Aegean Sea. And as far as geography goes, Sounion was ideal. It not only stood guard over the Saronic Gulf and the ports of Piraeus, but it was at the cross of major north-south and east-west sailing routes. So this cape was the perfect vantage point to monitor and control the entire sea. And Athens doubled down on their projection of power by building a magnificent temple to Poseidon atop the cape, in full view of passing ships. This exceptionally unsubtle declaration of maritime dominance is probably the most characteristically Athenian thing that Athens ever did. It's gorgeous, it's petty as hell, and I love it. Now, technically, the Athenian Empire wasn't called an empire, but rather a league of allied city-states who pooled their resources to better defend from future Persian invasions. And this league was based right in the middle of the Aegean Sea at the island of Delos. As the mythical birthplace of Apollo and Artemis, Delos was among the most sacred sites in the Greek world, sporting a massive multi-deity temple complex and drawing pilgrims and merchants from all over. This centrality and pan-Hellenic appeal made it the perfect candidate to host a league of Greek states, or at least pretend to. From its founding in 478, the Delian League organized and paid...
To maintain such a massive fleet, the Delian League had a robust system of tribute collection. And yeah, you gotta pay taxes. That's how the military gets beefed up a little bit.
For the collective defense of the Aegean, accepting tribute in ships, soldiers, or silver. The island's treasury and the Temple of Apollo also paid for various cultural projects like the Delia, a religious festival with games and theater performances. Of course, Athens would later drop the coy facade and openly leverage the pan-Hellenic culture of Delos to promote the glory of Athenian culture. In 454, the Athenians robbed the league without an ounce of remorse by relocating the entire treasury to Athens, later housing it in the Parthenon. The desertion of Delos made it more than clear Athens had stopped pretending they weren't an empire. As far as the Athenian treasury was concerned, money just showed up, but that process was conspicuously inverted for the allied states who had to shell out every year. In the half-century since the founding of the Delian League, cities increasingly realized that funding the Athenian navy was a roundabout way of paying for their own oppression. So the city of Mytilene on the island of Lesbos hatched a scheme. With Spartan assistance, they'd revolt from Athens and unify the other cities on the island under their leadership. But the Athenian navy was quick on
Not so fast. No, not so fast.
Draw, blockading the island and besieging the cities. Mytilene's hopes for Spartan reinforcements didn't bear out as they arrived only after Mytilene already surrendered. So now the question in the assembly was what to do about all this, and the ensuing Mytilenean debate illustrates the callousness of the Athenian mindset. As punishment, they chose to kill all the men and enslave the women and children. The next day, the assembly snapped out of their bloodlust and decided to only kill some of the men, but they had to change their mind, sending out a second ship before the first one arrived to slaughter everybody.
I wonder how mad the first ship was when the second ship caught up to them. Because they were probably all ready to fight and stuff, like to actually like have like a legitimate like slaughter, and they couldn't have it. I feel like they probably were mad.
Athens made an example out of Mytilene, but it revealed far more about themselves. In a somewhat shocking twist of fate, other cities also had navies. Sparta's ally Corinth had an excellent fleet to their name, as did one of their colonies, Korkyra. This island at the north end of the Ionian Sea was a major link between mainland Greece and the riches of southern Italy. So for centuries since its founding, Korkyra was prosperous and functionally independent, resulting in a long-standing rivalry with their mother city. This came to a head in the 430s when Corinth tried to bring its former colony into line, but was repelled with help from Korkyra's new best friend, Athens. This seemingly isolated incident on the other side of Greece had chaotic implications for mother cities and their many, many colonies, which inadvertently led right into the outbreak of the Peloponnesian War. Despite support for the Athenian alliance and the leading democratic faction, several oligarchs wished to buddy up with Corinth and Sparta. In 427, this diplomatic scheming devolved into open slaughter, with both factions killing whomever they could get their hands on. Sparta thought this opening might let them take the island, but Athenian reinforcements drove them off. Korkyra remained in the Delian League and kept on sending ships, but they proved just how devastating it was to get caught.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Quit complaining. You'll be fine.
Between the empires. There had never been a Greek city as clever, powerful, or viciously glory-hungry as Athens, all of which combined to make a nearly pan-Hellenic state. And as we've seen, it took a lot more than just an acropolis. At home, they played to their skills, resources, and geography, while in Greece at large, they leveraged diplomacy and pure exploitation to fuel their glory. That reckless, endless grasping would later be their ruin, but with a narrative this strategically intricate and flat-out dramatic, it's clear why Thucydides literally invented history just to keep us talking about it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciated the...
That was a really good video. So yeah, we'll talk to you guys in the next video. Also subscribe to the channel. I want to get 1,000 subscribers by my birthday, September 13th. And also click the link in the description down below for my Twitch, and click that heart button. I hit to click that heart button so you can follow me, and you will see when I'm going to be streaming and stuff like that. And I talk to everybody in the stream and and it's a really fun time. So yeah, so talk to you guys in the next video, and peace.